Hi guys. Hey everyone, can you see and hear me? Hi Yogita, Bhavna, Nikita, KMS, that's Maris, Avinash, Ranu. देखो KMS, आज आपका नाम याद रहा मुझे. सलोनी, विनीत, अदिति, ज्योतिर्मय, वो लिखती है आ गई. वो आती है. स्नेहा दास, हाय शतायु. गुड गुड गुड. आज मेरा ना माइक के साथ कोई लोचा नहीं है, लफड़ा नहीं है. आज ओबीएस के साथ कुछ लफड़ा हुआ था. So I was struggling to click it. हो ही ना ऑन. फिर मैं अपने आप को पूछ रही थी भाई इतना टेक्निकली चैलेंज होने से कैसे चलेगा. You're learning new words योगिता. All right, cool. हाँ भाई मारीस, तो दिन कैसा रहा आपका? What's the meaning of your name? Maris. It's pretty unique. Shubhradeep, good to see you. Shatayu, hi. सब क्लियर है? सब बढ़िया? Hope the day was good. ज्यादा अच्छा नहीं गया. सलोनी, rain in Tamil Nadu. Chirag, which place in Tamil Nadu? Like where are you from? Mughal Saif, hi. Keshu, hello. Oh, it means rain in Tamil. Okay, okay, okay. Maris means rain. Okay. हाँ केशु, I saw you. आज तो 15 में से 13 क्वेश्चंस बने. 13 करेक्ट थे या रॉन्ग थे? योर नेम इज ऋषिका. वो लिखती है. ओके. वो लिखती है, वो पढ़ती है, मैं पढ़ाती हूँ, तुम पढ़ती हो. हाय यश, यूर फ्रॉम गोवा. नाइस. स्नेहा 600 प्लस वाला लेवल लेना. That gives you very different types of questions. निकिता गुप्ता, राइट पैसेज चूज नहीं कर पा रही हो. राइट पैसेज के लिए यू नीड टू सी द जॉनरा, द डेंसिटी ऑफ द पैसेज एज वेल एज द क्वेश्चंस. हाय प्रियांशु, गुड टू सी यू. करेक्ट थे PYQs. नाइस शुभ्रदीप. मृगांक, गुड इवनिंग. स्नेहा, हाय. ना ना, नो लेट, वी आर जस्ट स्टार्टिंग. अभी तो वार्म अप ही चल रहा है हमारा, चिट चैट. So we are going to do main idea. Okay, Rishika. Namaste, Vedamitra. Okay, so everyone's eager to do main idea. Shall we start? Divyanshi? What is propaganda? Not propaganda, Yash. What is the agenda of today's session? पहला agenda तो ये है आपके स्क्रीन पे जो है. This is IM ABC practice batch. I don't know how many of you are aware of it. We have already started this. So you get a total of 7,500 cat level questions. आप थक जाओगे questions करते करते. इधर से questions का flow कम नहीं होगा. सबसे मजेदार इसमें मुझे लगता है it's done in two ways, static and dynamic. Dynamic क्या है? Static means the repository is there. Dynamic is some new ones keep coming up to maintain the relevance of the practice sets. Okay, so I am ABC practice batch. Those of you who haven't enrolled are requested to do this. 12 quant questions every day, 3 RC sets every day, and 3 LRDI sets every day. Besides these, I'm doing a series on the FB paid group pages. That is advanced level RC of the day. So every single day I give you one RC And then by the end of the day, when everybody has solved it, I post the official answers. Then if you've got a doubt, you ask me. Okay, so even that is there. ये है वो है, मतलब practice की तो भरमार पड़ी है आपके यहाँ. Yes, Aryan. So what's the agenda of the session, guys? We are going to do, of course, main idea. ठहरो, मेरा पेन कहीं तो फेंक देती हूँ मैं हमेशा. मिल गया. Got it, got it, got it. Yay. Okay. Cool. Main idea, yes. ठीक है. चलिए मैं आपको कुछ तड़कता भड़कता देती हूँ. Shibradeep, you won't be able to get all the answers correct today. Same goes for the others as well. चले? Hi Yash, bolo. RC and VA questions good in IM ABC practice batch. Obviously ना Yash. I mean ये ऐसा question क्यों पूछ रहे हो? क्या हो गया? What was your bad experience with those questions? Okay. चलिए चलिए चलिए. Everyone चलिए. Sleeves. Roll. Put on your thinking caps and I'm throwing open the challenge. You are not going to get all the questions correct today. Can we just attempt first POE with first and last para? What is first POE? चिराग कुछ तो सोच समझ के पूछा कर, क्या पूछ रहा है? First POE क्या होता है? Ayushman Biswal, hi. Let's go, yeah. Okay. So, we are taking up main idea, but in a slightly different way. So, देखो, main idea you can get in two ways. In 2018 and 2019, yeah, 19 and 20, you got main idea as keywords. A, how many of you have seen this type of question? बोलो guys. विवेक कुमार शर्मा, पढ़ने का मन नहीं है तो तू यहाँ क्या करने आया है? यहाँ कोई हम गप्पे तो मारेंगे नहीं विवेक, गलत जगह आ गया है. Have you seen such questions? Main idea using just the keywords. Tiger Woods, okay. So, you need to learn this also. Ayushman. Like we have been doing main idea with sentences, right? But I also need to teach you this, right? Bhavna and Zohra Biswal. Okay. So we are going to do this today. We are going to do this. Attack this. How? I'll tell you. I'm taking up a passage and question from 2019. Passage plus question. Okay. Then I'm giving you one new passage. Okay. And main idea. Then I'm giving you 2021K, two passages and new question. Same main idea, words, keywords. All right. Subhashish, frustrated. Na PJ hota hai, na summary, na RC. I try so hard. Shibashish, how strong is your reading? No, Aryan, we don't have a lot today. One question here, another question here, and then two here. So, Four questions total. That's it. Okay, Saloni. So without further ado, we'll roll and just try to understand how we are solving these questions. Because these came in 2019 and 2020, we cannot be sure that these are not going to come again. Yes, Mrigank Mehra? Yes. It's a challenge today because these questions 2021 वाले passages पे जो मैंने बनाया है, these are pretty tough, kind of notched up. Okay? चलिए शुरू करते हैं. All those of you who think you are good in RC and you can take out the main idea effortlessly, go all in. Okay? पहला वाला तो 2019 का PYQ है, simple, so you'll be able to get it. कुछ तो challenge कभी कभार होना चाहिए ना. Nothing is tough. Wow, I love that attitude, Yash. You'll stay humble, Mrigank. Okay, wow, I like that. Chalo. So this is 2019. Divyanshi. Rishika. Look at the size of the para. British colonial policy. Now, British colonial policy, but why such a dense para? Okay. Then we have got this second para, and the third para is very chunnu. We need to we need to understand the main idea. Only one question per passage. That's the main idea with keywords. Okay. So we need to understand the main idea from here. Now, if there is a big para, you need to focus here and here for the main idea. Right, guys? The middle part can be skimmed. So go on, get started now. I'll change the slide after 20 seconds or so. स्नेहा ये कैट का ही है, पैसेज भी क्वेश्चन भी. जाग जाओ आप. Are we done? Okay, next. For the main idea, you don't need to get into this paragraph, but just check the first two lines so that we get the passage mapping. And no करने से नहीं होता है मृगांक. इतने 2-3 मिनट का थोड़े ना हम फर्स्ट पैरा पढ़ेंगे. Oscillated means moving like a pendulum. ऐसा. And the last para. Difficult passage, difficult language. Okay. So before you go over to the question, please get your funda clear. Now we are done with this. I'll take you over to the first para. Okay, again. British colonial policy went through two policy phases, or at least there were two strategies between which its policies oscillated, kept moving this way and that, yo-yo. Okay, sometimes to its great advantage. Okay, so at first the new colonial, okay, this, however, all right, British, okay, something, strangeness, colonial state. You can't read everything. You just understand over here that there are two strategies between which its policies actually kept moving, shuttling. Right? Okay. For whatever their sense of strangeness ho gaya, go to the last bit. Sometimes its initiatives were resisted by pre-existing structural forms. Right? Sometimes its initiatives were resisted. At times there was a more direct form of collective resistance. If you know the meaning of resistance, you'll understand. Therefore, there is some conclusion here. The map of continuity and discontinuity that this state left behind at the time of independence was rather complex and has to be traced with care. Okay? There's not much that you will be able to understand, but my suggestion is take the key parts here and here. Then since we do passage mapping, take this much. Most significantly, initiatives for modernity came to assume an external character. Right? Done. Then the last para. Cool. What happened was the creation of a degenerate version of capitalism. Degenerate. What early dependency theorists called the development of underdevelopment. I'm not going to give you the meanings right now because then you'll be able to see the answer. Okay? So now the question. Go on, guys. पहले आप करोगे इसको, then I'll explain and give you the technique for this. Do you see something like, do you see a pattern in this question? This is very, very common. In short summary also we get such a pattern. What is the pattern here? Two options start with military power and two options start with colonial policy. Correct, Mrigank. 1 and 4, 2 and 3. As I said, very often we come across this in short summary. Right? Now, on the basis of this pattern, you can eliminate. Alright? You get the point. You can make your work easy. Yes, Mrigank. ठीक है? Which ones would you keep? You decide. I'll take you back and show you again. So military, military, military. Where is military? Would you want to keep your military thing right at the beginning of the answer? Military power. Here. Colonial policy. Occupied India by a mix of military power and subtle diplomacy. Right? So, we go to this. Now, which two options would you keep? ठीक है? Then, look for the difference. Colonial policy, enlightenment, external modernity, subjection, underdevelopment. 5 words. Okay? Colonial policy, arrogant rationality, resistance, independence, development. This says underdevelopment. This says development. How? You'll go with 3. Okay, I'll take you back one more time. You know now between, let's say you are left with 2 and 3. After checking the difference, try to eliminate some unimportant words, that would not be so important as to be kept in the flow. Got it? Like, here I like this, I like this, I like this, right? I like this. We need to check enlightenment and arrogant rationality. And then there's a confusion here. Underdevelopment and development. Go back. Okay. Done? Okay, Mrigank. Development of underdevelopment. Okay. All right. Enlightenment. I'm looking for that to verify if it's important. It's given somewhere here. Okay. चलो शतायु का तो 4 आ रहा है. सही है. Answer. Well done, Mrigank. You got it. 4 जिनका जिनका आया भाई you have to pay attention now how to take out the main idea or this kind of like a flow. The first thing is, it's not about military power, it's colonial policy. यहाँ देखो military power and then arrogance. Arrogance was stupid. Arrogant rationality was stupid. Military power and colonial policy, go back and see. British colonial policy went through two policy phases. There were two strategies, sometimes to its great advantage. At first, the new colonial apparatus exercised caution, carefully चल रहे थे, and occupied India by a mix of military power and subtle diplomacy. So colonial policy के under you come up with military power and diplomacy. Mix of this and this. But the main thing is what? British colonial policy. That's the big chhatri. Yeah? So, because of that, I'm going to eliminate these two options. This and this. Remember this pattern. This will help you in case you get such a question. Then you're left with this and this. What is the next step? You look for the difference. So here we have enlightenment. Here we have arrogant rationality. Correct? Resistance was a good word. I like this. Resistance bola hai. But then arrogant rationality, was this important or enlightenment was important? Okay? Go back and check. Arrogant rationality or enlightenment. Confirm karo. High ground, okay. Thinness, enlightenment, rationalism, okay. Entering India precisely at the moment of its greatest unchecked arrogance, okay. So this arrogance is not exactly something that you need to put in the flow, correct. Moreover, there's something here which you missed. This says underdevelopment and this says development, correct. Now, if you go to the last para and check, it says development of underdevelopment. That means what? I'll explain this para to you. Quite apart from the externality of the entire historical proposal of modernity, some of its contents were remarkable. Okay? Externality ye karke, contents were remarkable. So he comes up with some positive tone. Economic reforms or rather alterations. These reforms, now look at his tone here. These were not reforms actually, rather these were alterations. They tried to change, they tried to modify according to their whims and fancies. Did not foreshadow the construction of a classical capitalist economy. Means what? These reforms were not big enough or fancy enough or beautiful enough to foreshadow the construction of this. This eventually came into the picture. Classical capitalist economy. How can capitalist economy be good? यहाँ obviously बोल रहा है construction of a classical capitalist economy with its necessary emphasis on extractive and transport sectors. It emphasized more on these because they were getting profits from here. So what happened? What happened was the creation of a degenerate version of capitalism. What is degenerate? Degenerate is what? The society degenerated. Even if you just take the DE, De Beers, तो diamond हो गया. DE, है ना, debauchery, degeneration. So कुछ भी DE से होता है, demerits, that is something negative. So degenerate version of capital is एकदम ही बर्बाद version of capitalism. What early dependency theorists called the development of underdevelopment. हमारा underdevelopment, हमारी बर्बादी का development हुआ. How can anybody take out development from here? Obviously, the author is talking about this in a negative tone. Right? Okay. So, when I go over to this, बहुत आसान हो जाता है. Even if you're not able to decide between enlightenment and arrogant rationality, underdevelopment and development, if you're able to infer from there, if you're able to get the tone from there, okay, यू विल सी कि यही होगा आपका आंसर। क्लियर है सबको? शुभ्रदीप? यस शुभ्रदीप, यू गॉट इट। सबको क्लियर है या नहीं? आर्यन? फ्यूडलिज्म, जमींदारी। क्लियर चिराग, रक्षित, जोहरा, मारिस? चमक गया शुभ्रदीप। ओके, सावित्री? ओके गुड। ये एक्चुअल कैट passage and question. I'm going to give you the next one now, a short passage. Okay, ठीक है? अमन नहीं नहीं नहीं, गलत सोच रहे हो आप। It's better to leave this in the exam बोले तो if you get this kind of language in the passage you can leave it, I understand, but then such a question, it should not be left. Okay Maris, you got it correct. Okay, yes you can eliminate easily. देखो आयुष्मान बिस्वाल बाबा ने क्या सही बताया है। Okay, चलो, Ottoman Empire. Okay, first para, second para, third para, that's it. तीन ही paras हैं इनके। Okay, go on, check the main idea and then I'll take you over to the question. Do you see here, however, Mrigank, contradictions of its own? Then I'm not reading too much. Then we go over to the last para. Yeah? Are we done reading, everybody? Yeah? Okay. चलिए, क्वेश्चन का जरा दर्शन करिए अब आप। Take your time, okay? Ranu, Chirag, Avinash. Why are you eliminating D? Can you explain, Yogita? A is the answer, okay? C is out. Shubhradeep. Mrigank, your answer is A. Okay. Let's check one more time. Ottoman Empire's attempts at modernization have often been viewed through the lens of westernization. But this framing obscures the complex dynamics. Same thing is said in the last para. And then he explains these complex dynamics. These reforms were prompted by internal weaknesses and the growing pressure of European powers, yet they were also rooted in a desire to reimagine one less tied to religious and more aligned with administrative logistics of modern governance. So by less tied to religious hierarchy बोले तो एक option तो वैसे ही उखड़ जाता है, right? And the modernizing project of the Ottoman Empire brought contradictions. The contradictions क्या है बाद में फिर उसने discuss किया है. Then the last one, questions about the nature of modernization. So we understand modernization is kind of the key. There is a question here. Does it produce durable transformation or merely superficial change? And in the Ottoman case, it was paradoxical. Aspiration भी है, anxiety भी है, चिंता भी है, खुशी भी है. Okay. What was the result? That's important. Uneasy hybrid. Hybrid कल या परसों ही हमने पढ़ा किसी पैराग्राफ में word. Part rational bureaucracy, part patrimonial despotism. अब ये meanings अगर नहीं पता तो गड़बड़. And ultimately unable to prevent the slow erosion in the face of nationalism, intervention and internal discontent. On negative, right? Options. चले? Okay, well done. I was left with A and B. Religion wala out, unimportant. Good, good, good everybody, good. Now, yeah, C क्यों eliminate हो रहा है? Modernization, equality, Europe, imperialism, progress. Wow, this is too positive. The author's tone is negative. This is out, this is out. Between A and B, this is tempting. Ottomanism. Ottoman Empire की बात चल रही है, right? So why won't we go with this? But take a Gyan point here. If they give you Ottomanism in both the options, good. Then it makes your work easy. But even in this case, if Ottomanism is just given in the second option, here there is no Ottomanism. Ottomanism, democracy, reform, freedom, too positive. He is talking about contradiction, coercion, collapse. Although Ottomanism is not there, the hero is modernity and reform, correct? So reform, modernity के हिसाब से we are left with A and B. Don't just chase modernization and modernity, religion की वजह से out, correct? So they thought they were reforms, but then actually they were not reforms, right? And contradiction was there. So यहाँ पे क्या logic क्या apply हो रहा है? I'll tell you. Although Ottomanism is not there, reform is the big picture. Modernity, they tried to bring modernity with the help of reforms. The author has explained his point with the help of Ottoman Empire. Okay, the Ottoman thing is an example and he has explained his point beautifully with that. So as I said, if they give you Ottomanism in both, good, very good, I'll be happy, you will be happy. But even if they don't give it, please be very careful in such a question. Got it? All right, chaliye, done. Tone. Tone is very important and we have done tone earlier. Okay. Now, the Maya passage from CAT 2021. All right. So, again, main idea. The passage is CAT passage. Question is new, but again, same keywords wala. Okay. चलिए. माया मेम साहब, सारा भाई वर्सेस सारा भाई में माया सारा भाई. हाँ यश. Maya was a civilization, the Mayan civilization. Yes, Mrigank. 3 paragraphs. उस साल कैट में ऐसे ही आए थे, 3 paragraphs and very dense ones. Okay, we have got the question after that. Yes, Shubhradeep, every year we get history. Very good, Siddhant. Animism, that is exactly what is being discussed. Lovely. Go to the last three lines, you'll get it. The answer was no. Non-human persons were not tethered to specific humans. They were not connected to humans. It's a profoundly democratizing way of understanding the world. Humans are not more important persons. Anthropocentric nahi tha inka viewpoint. We are just one of many kinds of persons who inhabit this world. Correct? Then, just to confirm the flow, check the first line. Personhood. And the last para. Personhood. I'll just explain the meaning of binary and non-binary. Dog का नाम क्या है? Personhood. Divyanshi. Binary is you divide it into two. Something similar to dualism. René Descartes का जो था ना, black and white, life and death, ऐसा. Non-binary is अच्छा माया. डॉगी का नाम है. वाओ नाइस. ओके. हाँ. Non-binary क्या है? There is no line in between. It's kind of fluid. That's what he's saying. I would read from here also. We are challenged. मृगांक देख रहे हो? Discard the person, non-person binary. By is two. That constitutes our basic ontological outlook. This is what we perceive. We are humans. These things are non-humans. The porousness of boundaries, there is no fixed boundary, no impermeable boundary. There is porousness, so there is fluidity. That we have seen in the Maya world points towards the possibility of living with a certain uncategorizability of the world. यानी मृगांक पौधा है, पौधा मुगल सैफ है, स्नेहा माया है, माया डॉगी है, राइट, आर्यन लैंप है, योगिता चप्पल है, ऐसा टाइप्स. डन. चलो भाई, ऑप्शंस. Now check the pattern in this. Two options have Maya worldview, two don't have. Very good, Yogita. Why would we start with ontology? है ना? So that is like something easily eliminated. Very good. Give me one more elimination, guys. My next elimination is C. Hope you agree with me. Non-human agency. Okay. Plus ritual roles. Is it that important? Ritual roles. Material identity, symbolic logic. I can get rid of C. It's between A and D. Be careful now. Go back if you want. Back. Person, non-person binary that constitutes our basic ontological outlook. porousness of the boundaries, and we don't want categorization. This is what he says. Okay, so what happens? Yash. Between A and D, which word is simply not important? Not important enough to be the main idea or something. बोलो. एक word है, बता दो मुझे. Yes, Yogita. Good. Very good. Yes, most of you got it, and this was such a tricky question. Like, I kept two options so close that I was almost sure that you guys are going to get confused, but then you guys are outsmarting me. Unbelievable. Community participation कैसे important होगा to be the main idea, right? So Maya worldview, good. Decoupling from humanity, good. Personhood, good. इसमें देख रहा भारी words. Reciprocal social embeddedness, non-binary classification. इसमें क्या है? थकेला, bodily needs and community participation. What is that? Decoupling एक series है ना? Decoupled. माधवन की. Okay, done. This deserves cheers for you guys. Yes, Vaibhavi, well done. As I said, you guys are outsmarting me. कितनी भी मेहनत कर लो, तुम लोग निकाल ही ले रहे हो. Seriously. इसी की उम्मीद में थी मैं कि लास्ट के दोनों क्वेश्चंस तो ना टोटली देल बी गूगलीज. चलो कोई नहीं, एक और बचा है. मेरी उम्मीद अभी भी जिंदा है. इसमें सब लोग गलत करने वाले हैं. ओके, दिस इज अगेन कैट 2021. समथिंग अबाउट ट्रैवलिंग आउटसाइड अवर नेबरहुड. ओके, यूटोपिया. बहुत ही डेंस, बहुत ही गंदा पैसेज है. Okay, purposely I have picked such passages today to help you juggle and struggle with the main idea. So religious freedom or something, Rigank, first para, second para, look at the density. And then the third para. All right, question. But before that, go on, check the important zones. You know what to do. First para mein, where. Last para mein, where. But for the fear of punishment, they would have nothing but contempt for the laws and customs of society. If you understand this much, half the game is won. In More's time, capital M. तो अब ये, there's somebody, some writer maybe. For much of the population, given the plenty and security on offer, such restraints, we are discussing restraints, would not have seemed overly unreasonable. Okay. Look at the question mark here, Mrigank. At what price? In both its external and internal relations, indeed, it seems perilously dystopian. Utopia provides security. But at what price? It seems dangerously dystopian. Utopia, dystopia, both are there on the reading list. Now, just for the flow's sake, check this. Okay? Then go to the last line of this para because it's a big para, so just sum it up. Then the last para. Don't read too much. Given these considerations, not unreasonable, and then read it. Indeed, Got it. Okay. Options. Now, look at the pattern. Utopian tradition, More's utopia, utopia dystopia overlap, and this one intentional communities. Make your work easy. Good, Sneha. You're becoming smarter. Two options get eliminated straight away. One is D. भाई यूटोपिया तुमने इधर फेंक दिया. इंटेंशनल कम्युनिटीज, कम्युनिटीज पे कहां बात चल रही है? Then B gets eliminated because More's utopia is 1 point. Right? Where is the mudda? Where is the main point? More's utopia hai, but then that could have been 1 point, one of the 4 words, not the main thing. Go back and verify. इसमें प्लीज गलत करना, थोड़ी सी मुझे भी खुशी हो जाए. I have tried to make it very difficult. Shubhradeep, pretty easy to eliminate. अच्छा बेटा. The repression of variety, curtailment of privacy, provides security, but at what price? In both its external and internal relations, it seems perilously dystopian. Okay? So, utopia is something barbad, something wrong. That's what he's saying. Second para ka flow. पूरा भरा हुआ example से. I'm not interested. And then the last para is so important. What is he actually saying? Can anyone tell me the main idea in a few words before we go and hit the answer? Tell me. It's about utopia, I know, Yash. Last line. It results not in enslavement but voluntary submission to group norms. Voluntary submission. If you have done your reading on utopia and dystopia, you will get this in a jiffy. He is saying people give in for the sake of security. So it is voluntary submission. Wow, Ayushman Biswal. You said that on your own or you cheated? Kahan se cheated, I don't know. I'm just saying. Very good. Yes, Yogita, well done. Amazing. So now go back to A and C. Sharpen your fangs. Look closely and give me the answer. Very good, Biswal, if you said that on your own. Nuisance judgment nahi hai, Yogita. It is nuance in judgment. Means layers, subtlety in judgment. Nuance, yes. Suppression of individuality. No, it has to be C. Many of you got it. Well done. He does talk about suppression of individuality. But his main point was utopia, dystopia, overlap, commonality. जो आयुष्मान बिस्वाल ने बोला. And I was like shocked. आयुष्मान, ऐसा कैसे तुमने exact वो निकाल लिया? That means Ayushman Biswal, your main idea is ekdam on point. Yes. Control of desire, bakwas. Suppression of individuality, good. Utopian tradition, good, but it was not only about utopian. It was about how utopia, यहाँ देखो इसने क्या बोला है, असल मुद्दा क्या है इसका. Evidently share more in common than is often supposed. They might be twins, the children of same parents, right? We should not mistake this argument for the assertion that all are or tend to produce dystopias. Those who defend will find that their association is not okay. But he says they are linked, they are connected. And even in the first para, he says clearly, indeed, at what price? Indeed, provide security, right? Perilously dystopian. So he is, if I have to write down the main idea words, utopia, dystopia को भी उतना ही spotlight मिला है जितना utopia को मिला है, okay? Bad, okay? Submission, right? It results not in enslavement, correct? Now, यहाँ देख लो आप, suppression of individuality, it's not enslavement, it's voluntary communities. Do you see this? Voluntary submission, shared structures in dono ka, and people are not enslaved. Yeah? And then there is nuance in judgment. How? Nuance in judgment. Why? Why has he taken this nuance in judgment, guys? We have to decide to defend it or to go against it. This harmony without this, individual submersion is consensual. Consensual means he has agreed to it. Got it? Okay? So this was QOTD. Yet many of you got it and I'm super proud of you all. Good going, guys. So main idea is very much on track. ये वाले जो questions होते हैं थोड़े से tricky होते हैं, like trickier than the sentence ones. Sentence वाला ही आएगा most probably. Go for such questions. Okay, Sneha. Anurag Chauhan, everyday 9:30. Done. Thank you. Pack up. Let's call it a night. GMAT for RC repository, Zohra. That's a free repository that's there on Google. Type karo GMAT RC. Yeah. RC Club, GMAT RC Club. GMAT RC directory you can type. Subhradeep, go and read on Dualism by René Descartes. Philosophical लगता है, heavy लगता है, but it's थोड़ा सा interesting. And Subhradeep, I'll give you a good way to read that. Dualism by René Descartes with very nice examples. ChatGPT को बोलो निकाल के देगा. Modern examples bolo. Shubhradeep, whenever I read anything, I try to take out modern examples. So relevance is good. Yes, Biswal, you're a star. Thank you, Sneha and Yash and everybody. Bye guys. Bye-bye. Good night. Take care. Or. Yes, a quick reminder again for this IM ABC practice batch. Heat kar gaya last question se Priyanshu. Thank you, Vedamitra. Okay, bye-bye guys. I'm going to see you again. Take care. Bye-bye.